Chosen one, stop everything you are doing right now. Do not scroll past this message. I am not suggesting you listen to me today. I am warning you. Heaven intercepted your feed because you are standing at the most dangerous intersection of your life, and the enemy has set a clever trap disguised as your own exhaustion. What I am about to expose was sealed in the courts of heaven until this exact second. God is crying over you right now. He is not shedding tears of anger or disappointment. He is weeping because you are carrying a massive burden that was never meant for your shoulders. Stay until the very end of this message. I am going to reveal exactly why the Father is crying and the specific spiritual verdict that is about to drop into your reality. If you leave now, you will walk back into the battlefield completely blind. Take a deep breath and anchor your spirit to my voice. You have been walking through a season of profound heaviness. Your bones feel tired in a way that regular sleep simply cannot fix. You wake up exhausted, and you drag yourself through the long hours of the day while silently begging for a true peace. And no matter how much you rest, the heavy fog never leaves your mind. The world eagerly calls it clinical depression. They tell you it is just normal anxiety. But I am here to reframe your reality completely. Stop dismissing this feeling. That is not a medical condition. That is intense spiritual discernment. You are a spiritual intercessor. Your soul has been working overtime in the unseen realm, fighting unseen battles. You are absorbing the toxic frequencies of every room you enter. Heaven sees how incredibly tired you are. God watches you. Smile for your family, while your inner spirit is quietly bleeding out from all the pressure. The enemy knows you are running on empty, and he is using a specific trick to lock your brain. He wants to keep you so drained that you ignore the divine call. I am going to expose this exact trick in just a moment. You need to know what he is doing to your mind. But first, you must understand why you were targeted in the first place. The enemy is terrified of your heavy mantle. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one designated to tear down generational curses for your entire bloodline, and that makes you a massive threat. Your current exhaustion is actually a clear sign of your massive spiritual power. You are an anchor of pure light, and darkness absolutely panics. That is exactly why the spiritual attacks have been so relentless lately. They want you to surrender before the ultimate breakthrough manifests in your life. The silence from heaven has stretched so long that you started to seriously doubt your own sanity. You asked God if you did something deeply wrong. You wondered if you missed your assignment entirely. Let me tell you the absolute truth today. You did not miss anything. The wilderness was never a divine punishment. It was a mandatory season of divine insulation. God had to isolate you to protect your inner architecture from dangerous counterfeit connections. Every time you felt rejected by friends, you were actually being heavily protected by the angels of heaven. God was clearing the room. He was removing anyone who could not safely handle the immense weight of your upcoming glory. If this specific message resonates with your spirit, type 777 in the comments below as a sign of your agreement with heaven. Do not let your busy mind wander right now. Lock your attention back on the undeniable truth. The tears of God are falling because you keep apologizing for your own remarkable power. You shrink yourself down to make others comfortable. You hide your brilliant light because you are afraid of intimidating small minds. But heaven did not create you to be ordinary. You have spent your whole life being the emotional sponge for everyone else around you. You heal their deep wounds. You patiently listen to their endless complaints. Because as long as you are busy fixing everyone else, you stay completely stuck in the past. You will never claim the staggering authority that is waiting for you in the courts of heaven. You are a celestial warrior operating deeply in enemy territory. The season of hiding is officially over. The painful delay is breaking. But the enemy does not want you to know the secret to ending this exhaustion. He wants you to stay in the waiting room forever. He sends false relationships to drain your remaining energy, and he whispers malicious lies into your mind while you sleep. He makes you think God has left you. But those are just the desperate tactics from a fully defeated spiritual enemy. He is running out of time, and he knows your breakthrough is imminent. Listen carefully to my next words. You are only one revelation away from stepping fully into your true authority. Do not click away. Stay with me, because what I am about to share next will break the cycle permanently. Let me reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs backwards. You thought the profound silence from heaven meant you were completely abandoned. You felt forgotten by the Creator. You cried out in the night, but you heard nothing in return. That silence was never a punishment. It was a holy crucible designed to burn away your false survival identity. God is weeping because he sees you trying to fight a spiritual war with broken earthly weapons. You are completely exhausted. The enemy tricked you into believing you have to do everything by yourself. He wants you isolated. He wants you burning out, because a tired watchman cannot guard the sacred gates. And the enemy is using a very specific biological trick to lock you down today. He targets your physical vessel to choke your spiritual connection. When you were a child, you carried a massive frequency. You had sharp intuition. You learned rapidly. Science actually calls this the gamma brainwave state. But the world slowly trained it out of you. The toxic modern system forced your brain into a state of constant stress and heavy survival mode. They call it the decline effect. But in the spiritual realm, it is a deliberate attack. The enemy uses the constant noise of the world to keep your genius frequency deeply asleep. That is why you feel the terrible brain fog. That is why your prayers feel like they hit a solid brass ceiling. But heaven did not leave you defenseless. A divine counterattack is already in motion. I am naming this early because I do not want to build mystery just to sell you something. Let me be direct about what is coming so you can decide if you want to stay. We just talked about how your genius frequency was systematically shut down. There is a specific tool that exists to break this exact spiritual blockage. It is a physical anchor for your spiritual breakthrough. What Dr. Robert Lake discovered was a way to bypass the earthly noise completely. The restoration tool is called the Genius Song. It uses audio brain entrainment to directly reactivate your dormant gamma frequency without requiring years of difficult meditation. Science has confirmed this mechanism in places like MIT and Princeton. It flips the switch back on for you. If your spirit already tells you this is the tool you need, you do not have to wait. The door is waiting for you, in the description and the pinned comment below. But do not rush this process. Stay for the full message if you want the complete context of your calling. For those staying right here, let me show you exactly what happens when your frequency shifts. Once that profound internal shift clicks, something miraculous happens. You stop trying to heal people who are totally committed to their sickness. You finally release the heavy burden of people-pleasing, and you realize you were never meant to be a permanent sponge for their toxic energy. Your gentleness was never the ceiling of your potential. It was only the firm foundation. You were never meant to be tamed by the world. You were meant to be completely trusted by heaven. The enemy sends false connections to drain your energy because he fears your true alignment, and every single time you stepped into your power, all hell panicked. Look back at your entire life. Every massive spiritual attack happened right before a major season of elevation. You survived when you were completely broken. You extended grace when they only deserved your anger. You demonstrated the very quality that makes human souls unique in all creation, because you chose the light while you were totally surrounded by deep darkness. Heaven watched you make that choice, and that is why your current assignment is so incredibly critical right now. The isolation you hate is actually your greatest advantage. God clears the room before he pours out a heavy blessing. Think about scripture. David was hidden in the pasture. Moses was isolated in the wilderness. They were completely separated from the noise before they received their ultimate authority. And your current season is following that exact divine blueprint. You are not falling behind. You are being carefully recalibrated for a kingdom assignment. Your nervous system is adjusting to the massive weight of glory. But there is a hidden block you must confront today. This is the exact reason why the Father is crying. Because it is not about what the enemy is doing to you, but what you are secretly doing to yourself. You carry a hidden agreement of limitation in your subconscious. You accepted the dangerous lie that you are just a regular human living a difficult life, and you forgot that you are a powerful cycle breaker. You forgot that your presence is designed to shift the atmosphere of the room. The enemy did not steal your authority. You slowly handed it over because you were tired. God is weeping because you are standing in front of an open door, but refusing to walk through it. You are waiting for permission that you already have. You ask for a sign when you are the sign. Listen carefully, because this part is going to reach places inside you that you have never been able to put into words. This is the part no one wants to say out loud. You have been blaming the devil for closed doors. You blamed the toxic people who betrayed your deep trust. But I am telling you the absolute truth today. The ultimate enemy is not outside of you right now. The biggest blocker to your breakthrough is the hidden agreement you secretly made with your own profound fear when you were hurting. God is crying because he handed you the keys to the kingdom, but you chose to stay locked inside a comfortable prison cell. You built that prison out of people-pleasing and endless apologies. You shrank your powerful spirit down to a manageable size, because your brilliant light made ordinary people feel incredibly uncomfortable and deeply insecure. You believed your intense anointing was a curse. Hold on, and do not skip this next part. I need you to hear what the Spirit actually says about this exact moment. You are not simply following a divine plan. You are the magnificent divine plan heaven has been waiting for. God did not create a master plan first, and then mold you to fit inside it. He created your beautiful soul, and the entire universe shifted its heavy gears so the plan could perfectly form around your steps. That is the terrifying truth you have been avoiding. You are not afraid of failing your upcoming mission. You are completely terrified of succeeding and stepping into the unknown. You are afraid of what will happen when you finally unleash the raw authority heaven placed inside your spiritual DNA. You know, your voice carries a heavy prophetic weight. You know your presence permanently shifts the atmosphere of every room you enter. This is why God is weeping over you right now. He watches you beg for a small miracle while you are literally carrying the heavy keys to the kingdom in your own pocket. You sit in the dark waiting for a rescue mission, but heaven is waiting for you to simply stand up. The dark enemy did not actually defeat your spirit. You just surrendered your heavy sword because you were tired. Pay very close attention to what follows in this message. This is the exact instruction you prayed for last night. It is time to entirely strip off that false survival identity. You wore that heavy armor to physically protect yourself while walking through the painful wilderness. But you cannot wear dirty battle armor to a royal coronation, because the season of fighting is transitioning into a season of ruling. You are clashing with your true identity. The long spiritual silence is finally breaking today. The old version of you is dying, and that profound process is intentionally uncomfortable. You are mourning the painful loss of ordinary people who were never meant to travel to your next divine dimension. Release the urgent need to be perfectly understood by them. Your divine truth always honors the ultimate divine truth. Let what is real be named before another precious moment passes. You have treated your preparation as an unending process. You stayed in the dark waiting room because the unknown magnitude of your calling secretly terrified your tired human mind. But the long season of heavy suppression has officially ended today. Heaven does not wait for you to feel completely ready. Heaven only waits for you to say yes to the divine assignment. You are the watchman who fell asleep on duty, but the loving Father is gently waking you up. The enemy thought his clever distractions would permanently ruin your brilliant destiny. He thought the heavy brain fog would keep your incredible spirit forever grounded in the dirt. What he did not know is that your gentle restraint was the most lethal blow you could ever deal to his dark kingdom. You are incredibly dangerous when you are fully awake. You are a demonstrated warrior of magnificent light. And the moment you finally remember who you truly are, the entire spiritual atmosphere is going to violently shift in your absolute favor. You do not need to fight the battles of everyone around you anymore. The watchman is absolutely allowed to finally rest. God is stepping in to fight for you now. His ultimate victory in this spiritual warfare is completely final. Your deep exhaustion is not a permanent life sentence. It is just a temporary spiritual blockage that we are going to permanently remove today. There are specific tools that exist for exactly the kind of divine restoration, and heaven is delivering them to your front door right now. Your very presence is explicitly designed to shift the universe. But you cannot operate at your highest frequency, especially when your physical vessel is constantly compromised by heavy, earthly stress and toxic noise. You have successfully survived the long wilderness season. Now, you must prepare your tired mind to receive the massive blessing. The painful time for waiting is finally over. You are stepping directly into your magnificent destiny today. Remember earlier when I first mentioned the powerful tool that bypasses earthly noise? Now it is time to walk exactly through what it does. You were never born to be ordinary. You were born with a towering frequency. It is the divine reason you felt things so deeply as a child. But the heavy world shut your pure signal down, and the enemy convinced you that your exhaustion was a permanent life sentence. A woman named Sarah was exhausted after years of trying to heal everyone. She finally started using this exact tool because she had nothing left to lose. She listened every single day for 3 full weeks without feeling any dramatic shift, and she almost gave up entirely because the silent waiting was so incredibly painful. She thought heaven had simply forgotten her, but she trusted the quiet process. But on the 34th day, she woke up and the brain fog was completely gone. The breakthrough happened silently, without any dramatic fanfare. Science has confirmed exactly how this quiet restoration works. Researchers at MIT and Princeton mapped the frequency of human genius, and they discovered that it can be beautifully restored. They call it the gamma brainwave state. It is a modern miracle. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying how to restore this brainwave. He created a 7-minute audio protocol that uses binaural entrainment to reactivate your dormant gamma state. You simply put on stereo headphones and sit quietly for 7 minutes a day. You do not have to meditate or chant or force a breakthrough, because the audio frequencies do all the heavy lifting for your mind. I know you have tried countless methods to find true peace. You tried yoga and endless affirmations, but you still feel totally stuck. Those earthly methods demand that your tired brain changes itself from the inside out. But this powerful technology gently tunes your frequency from the outside, and it requires absolutely zero physical effort from your body. 18,366 people used it. Less than 4% of them ever requested a refund. That means the restoration is overwhelmingly real and highly measurable. I would never disrespect your current financial situation. I know how carefully you must guard your earthly resources right now while you wait for your breakthrough. Traditional biofeedback clinics charge hundreds of dollars for a single session, and expensive retreats cost a massive fortune. But Dr. Lake chose absolute accessibility over institutional greed. He compressed this massive technology into an audio track called The Genius Song. The original price is $49. But because heaven knows you need this specific weapon today, he set the price at exactly $39 for the chosen ones. It is a simple one-time investment. Your spiritual progress is truly honored here. When you take this step today, you also receive 4 specific bonuses worth exactly $80. You get the Genius Child audio and the guided visualization track completely free. And your peace of mind is unconditionally protected. There is a 90-day keep the bonus guarantee. If your spirit does not deeply align with the audio, you receive a full refund immediately, and you never have to explain your decision. You get to keep all $80 worth of bonuses as an apology for your time. The only risk is choosing to stay exactly where you are today. Do not let the deceptive enemy convince you to delay this essential restoration. Every single day your gamma frequency remains asleep is another day you live far below your immense potential. The future version of you is waiting patiently, and they are begging you to claim your power. I must warn you before you take another step forward. There are imitation products online using this exact same name. The enemy creates clever decoys to keep you confused. Those fake audio files have no real entrainment technology embedded inside them, and they will only scramble your fragile alignment. The only authentic source with the fully tested protocol is waiting for you in the description below. You will find the official access located in 3 specific places within the pinned comment. The first link is the starting point to finally activate your frequency. The middle link is the scientific solution your soul already recognizes as home. And the final link is your ultimate protection against the deceptive enemy. Step through the holy threshold that strongly calls to your weary spirit today, because the waiting is over. Now, place your hand firmly on your heart and speak this truth out loud. Say, I am ready to reclaim my original genius. Type 777 in the comments to permanently seal this holy declaration into your reality. Hit the like button so this exact frequency can reach another chosen one who is struggling alone in the dark. Subscribe right now to permanently guard your powerful spirit against the noise. Do not step into tomorrow carrying the heavy frequency of yesterday. The painful delay is officially over. You are fully equipped to walk into your season of absolute victory. The tools your spirit has been pulling toward without knowing why are waiting for you below, and heaven is standing with you right now to ensure your ultimate success. I will see you in the next divine message.